Today is August 11th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey, brought to you each and every day by Royal Banks, Missouri, and Munganast St. Louis Acura. Rammer, we might look back one day on yesterday's game in this lost season of 2023 and say that it was the day that Matthew Liberatore became a ace of a Cardinals staff. 8 innings, 2 hits, a really good outing for the lefty against the team that drafted him.
You know, it's funny. We've never seen a game like this from him in his entire professional career. So you'd like to say, well, let's see if we can repeat it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been saying that about a lot of these starters lately. And in some of the cases, they're still not getting the wins in these games, but it would have been nice to have games like this back in April and May instead of in August.
It is interesting how everybody started off poorly and many have come along late to the point that it almost feels like a trend that you'd like to really explore how that trend began. And is there something organizationally that needed to be addressed?
We on the other side of things, excuse me. On the other side of things, though, Jojo Romero yesterday in his 1 inning of work. Can we just count that out to maybe a little overuse on him? Just a fluke. I mean, I guess wait till next time out to kind of see what that brings.
He's been way more good than bad, and he finished the game. It wasn't a save situation. I didn't take too much of it from it either way.
The Cardinals tonight in a 2-game series. Let's talk about that for a second. A 2-game series. The Cardinals will play tonight. They will play Saturday. They will not play on Sunday. It is a scheduled off day on a Sunday. Rammer, I am 38 and I have been watching baseball since I can remember. I can never remember a time where a Major League Baseball team had a scheduled off day on a Sunday. Can you?
I think I can't cite them chapter and verse. I think recently there's been a few of those in the last few years, but no, I can't say absolutely what the date was and who it was, but I think it has happened. It doesn't make any sense to me. No. I'm sure the players will enjoy it.
Well, yeah, they're going to get back in St. Louis a day early and have a rare Sunday off. I can't imagine the last time that one of these guys had a Sunday off in August.
Yeah, but exactly.
If you head to the St. Louis Zoo or the Arch on Sunday, you might see a St. Louis Cardinal with their family out there.
Yeah, you could see a night off. You know, traditionally it's Mondays and Thursdays, but any night of the week rather than a weekend day or night. That's a bit of a head scratcher. I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know if it's a good one.
Yeah. The game tonight, it's Royals, it's Cardinals, it's the I-70 series, and it has a little bit of an added storyline to it as the starting pitcher for the Royals tonight, 26-year-old Dylan Coleman, who played at Missouri State, graduated from Potosi High School. So a guy who grew up in Missouri. I haven't read one way or the other. I'm going to guess he grew up cheering for one of these two teams that he's pitching, that he's playing with and against tonight.
Well, if he followed anybody based on geography, it would be the Cardinals, but I didn't see he had declared that. I don't know that he's told Cooperstown which hat he's going to wear on his. I
don't think he can. He can't wear the Cardinals hat. He hasn't played for them yet. He's only played for the Royals. So you can't. Players can't just wear whatever hats they want.
I think they can.
I really don't think that's true, Rammer. I don't think so.
Here's what's true. I don't care.
You already have Dylan Coleman's cap set for Cooperstown, though. So it's tonight's game. Here are your bootlegging lineups. Hey, this weekend it is against the Royals. Brenton, the owner at Bootlegging, a huge Royals fan. I don't know if he's out there for the games tonight. I'll have to text him and see if he made the trip out there. But I know, but hey, he is a Kansas City Royals fan. That shouldn't be surprising given the fact that Bootlegged Barbecue is Kansas City style barbecue that you can get at 4501 Shodo. And well, if you're going to hold that against him, being a Kansas City Royals fan, well, maybe check out Central State Sandwiches, because Kyle is a huge Cardinal fan. So decide which way you're going to spend your loyalty this weekend with Central State Sandwiches or Bootleg and Tavern. Here are your lineups for tonight. The Cardinals will line up with Lars Nootbaar in center, Paul Goldschmidt DHing tonight, Nolan Arenado at third, Nolan Gorman at second, Wilson Contreras behind the plate, Tyler O'Neill in left, Alec Burleson at first, Jordan Walker in right, and Tommy Edman at short. For the Royals, Maikel Garcia is at third, Bobby Witt Jr. is at short, Michael Massey at second, Salvador Perez is behind the plate, MJ Melendez in left, Edward Olivares DHing Matt Beattie at first, Nelson Velasquez is in right, and Kyle Isbell is in center field. Dylan Coleman looking for his first win against Adam Wainwright, who is looking for his 199th win of his career. You mentioned it a few shows ago that the Cardinals might need to kind of change their tune and go for vulture wins with Adam Wainwright. I think starting him against the Royals,
Yes,
he still has to get through 5 innings, though, and that's been a bit of a struggle for Adam Wainwright this season.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Getting an extra day to go against the Royals, and maybe you can do that. I'd have to examine the schedule and see if you want to spot start him against weaker opponents, but it's rare, absolutely rare, that you think you can trick the game. The game of baseball does not like somebody trying to trick them.
And by that, you mean the vulture wins, not starting him against the Royals.
Well, and like picking, hey, we're going to get you 200 wins. We won't start you against the Blue Jays, but we'll start you against the Royals and the Athletics.
Hey, I'm glad you brought up the Blue Jays. I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm going to completely change topics here.
Okay.
With something that happened earlier today, and that is the Blue Jays. They have optioned Alek Manoah down to AAA Buffalo. He has really, really struggled this year. Only 25 years old. But last year, an all-star, 16-7 on the year. Before that, in 21, his rookie year, 9-2 on the season. So he finished 8th in the Rookie of the Year voting in 21, right. Was 3rd in the Cy Young voting, and an all-star last year. Has been so bad this year that he just got optioned to AAA. In years past, I mean, I would say this seems like the perfect kind of thing. You go out there as a former, as a guy that should have been the ace of the staff, take a flyer on him, but I think the Cardinals and Blue Jays have tapped out on the amount of times they can trade back and forth with each other now for a calendar year.
Oh, you're saying the Cardinals should make a trade for him?
Yes, I say that you go after Alek Manoah. If you're trying to find arms for your bullpen, I mean, why not a 25-year-old former starter, a former all-star?
Well, I have to plead ignorance. I don't know what his stuff says. I don't know what his spin rates are. I don't know why he's been bad. Has he got a nagging injury? I think in a situation like that, details matter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You would think the Blue Jays analytics department would say, here are the problems, and he needs to go to the minor leagues and figure it out.
Yeah. It's, I mean, just for as rapid of a start that he had to his career, just to quickly drop. And this is the second time now the Blue Jays have actually optioned him down to AAA for the year. It's one of those head scratchers that you just kind of look at in baseball. And you know what? It's one of those too. It doesn't just happen in St. Louis where a guy gets called up and is really good and then ends up, having something go wrong in their career, and you kind of have to hit the restart button.
Whether you're a hitter or a pitcher, the league will adjust, and then you've got to readjust. Some guys don't readjust as easily as others.
Looking around all of baseball for today and into the weekend series, Twins and Phillies. I would think that'll be a good one to watch in Philadelphia. Trey Turner absolutely hitting the cover off the ball right now after struggling, and the Phillies fans actually giving him a standing ovation instead of a normal Philly cheer out there about a week ago, and since then has been on fire.
What's funny is 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't have thought this would be a very good matchup at all because the Twins kind of stunk, but they got their potential was awakened when they played the Cardinals, and ever since they've been rolling.
Cubs Blue Jays too. That's another series that I think a few weeks ago you wouldn't have said that. And the Cubs, borderline playoff team right now, they head up to Toronto for the weekend series. That's one too that you kind of look at and you go, okay, we'll see how for real they might be this weekend up there.
Well, and the Blue Jays aren't locks for postseason either.
Right.
So both of these teams need wins desperately.
And if you are just kind of flipping around and you want to hear the broadcast for certain games in Seattle, the Mariners are hosting the Orioles this weekend, and broadcaster Kevin Brown is supposed to be back in the booth for the Orioles this weekend. I don't know if you read his hostage letter. I mean, his letter to the fans that he wrote that is out on social media right now. A blink twice if you're okay type of letter. If you I don't know what that means. It seemed very forced.
Forced in what way? Because I haven't read it. I apologize.
So he basically goes out there and he just says, "Oh, the media is saying this thing. I just want to let you know, me and John, we're best of buds. Everything's good here. Just look away and just watch Orioles baseball, guys. We're okay here." And it very much seems like something that somebody else wrote and said, "Hey, Kevin, you want to get your job back? Here, post this."
Well, it's a shame that he would be held hostage like that, if that's the case. The other thing is, I get it. The big league life is so special that most of us would do anything to have it and hold on to it. So, I hope it works out for the guy. I understand he's a good broadcaster.
We will be back with you on Monday and recap this series before the Cardinals start up another homestand and head in to not only what is Hall of Fame weekend, but also maybe Mason Wynn weekend for next week. So, yeah, that would be next weekend.
A full weekend away, a full week away.
Yeah. So we will be with you every day next week talking about any possible news on that front. Until then, we are brought to you each and every day by Munganast St. Louis Acura and also Royal Banks of Missouri.
Royal Banks, for better service means better banking. Over 60 years serving you throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, the East Side, and Northeast Missouri. 314-212-1500. Call my friends at Royal Banks of Missouri.
He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. We will talk to you on Monday. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
Munganast St. Louis Acura has a great selection of new and certified pre-owned Acuras. Get 3.9% financing for up to 36 months on all new Acura models, or get $1,000 in loyalty incentives on the 2023 TLX and RDX, and $750 in loyalty incentives on the 2024 Integra. Get financing as low as 1.99% for up to 36 months on certified pre-owned TLX and MDX models. Munganast St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.